Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Todd, Southern Sipper, coming to you from the patio out here on a beautiful Christmas afternoon. Weatherman was calling for rain. Earlier in the week, he was calling for rain. Jesus, I mean like 70 to 80%. And then they kept lowering that percentage rate down to yesterday. I think they had it at 50. It ain't rain to drop. It's essentially partly cloudy out. It's been sunny all morning. Now it is getting a little more cloudy as the day wears on, so you might actually get some. I don't know. But let's tell you what, before I get to rambling too much, let's get rolling on this, and then while I'm working on this beer, then I can get off into nonsense. What do we have today, boys and girls? This is a barrel-aged Imperial Stout from North Coast Brewing. This is the barrel-aged Old Rasputin. Now, I did an Old Rasputin, just the standard version, and I'll dig that up and put a link in on that. So if y'all are interested, you can find that easily. Now, just for fun, this is another one of my uglier homemade bottle openers. I make these out of, y'all are familiar with fat lighter. If you're in the South, you know what fat lighter is. People up north, I think they call it rich pine or something like that. But it's what's left is basically nearly solid rosin from longleaf pine trees. Is the only tree that'll do it. These new hybrid super pines that grow super fast to make paper out of won't make it. And they got to lay on the ground a long time before they turn into this. It's nearly, it's not petrified wood, but you'd think it was. And if you get this stuff burning, guess what? You're not putting it out. So I make bottle openers out of them. It's just a little brass screw with the brass notebook binder. It's what this one's made out of. Now I got other mechanisms that go on there too. And the reason I do them with that stuff is because I just leave them out here in the weather. That wood isn't going to rot, and the brass won't go away. Even broke out the old goblet type glass because that's what, traditionally you'd put one of these stout affairs in. Oh man, almost did that little swirly swirl. Yes, sir. That is as dark as that. I mean, that's passing. Yeah, it passes zero light. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, this thing is 11.2%, and this is they do a yearly issue on these. This is number 25. Says so right there on the label. And I was looking at it on their website. All the yearly releases are numbered. There's a 26. Goes back. It counts down. I looked at a few of them, and really the only difference I can find from one to the next is the ABV is ever so slightly different. There was one that was 11.8, and one was 11.4. This one's a 0.2. I don't even have to try this to tell you in advance. This is big boy stuff. Put your big boy trousers on and gird your loins, children, because this right here is going to be enormous in the beer snob world. We like to use terms like a big beer. This is going to be a big one. Number one, it's Imperial. They're all big. Oh yeah, that is an absolute assault on the taste buds. As a general rule, I am not a fan of very many adjunct flavorings of any sort in my beer. I'm old, and I'm a bit of a traditionalist and a bit of a purist. Is my microphone? Sometimes I can't remember. Did I turn that damn thing on? But it did. But I do love a barrel-aged when they're done right. This one's done right. This thing is fantastic. There's a lot going on in that glass, man. It is chocolatey, it's malty, toffee, that barrel aging. You can pick up some of the vanilla and all that from the bourbon barrel. It's just look, it's not as boozy as I would think, or is it I would expect, but it is a little bit boozy. I mean, at 11%. I mean, you know, shit, you'd think it'd have to be. Now, my buddy Earl at work that comes in and helps me out a bunch, he gave me this one, and you can just you can just about put money on it that if I'm reviewing something from North Coast, I got it from Earl. He knows he loves some North Coast product, loves it. And I have to say that he's not given me one yet that I didn't really enjoy. And there's not a lot of breweries out there that are brewing, you know, traditional, good old fashioned stouts, but North Coast is. Oh yeah, that's how you know it's good. I did one, I think it's called something like old 38, old number 38 or something like that. Guess what? Dig that one up and link that one too. So when I upload this, I got to remember to do that. I'm gonna try to get this uploaded today. You know, what's wrong with doing a Christmas Day upload? You know, this day, you know, at this point in my life, as y'all know, I'm old as hell. It's just me and Mrs. Sipper here now. There ain't a lot to do, you know, on Christmas Day. We went up to her folks' place because I mean, her family's enormous. My family is tiny. I mean, it always has been. But she's got a big bunch up there. And to be honest with you, I mean, they do their stuff on Christmas Eve, but they do it because on Christmas Eve, there's so damn many of them. And they all, as her siblings grew up and started having kids, now those kids have actually had kids. So there's grandkids and her folks have grandkids and great grandkids up there, and they're all janky as hell and loud. It's chaos, man. On Christmas Eve up there was chaos with that bunch all the time. But anyway, and it's not Christmas until Michelle's mom drags the presents out that she refuses to put tags on and can't remember which one goes to who. And then it's just all hell breaks loose. She actually handed one of the grandkids a gift last night and said, and I quote, "Here, see if this one's yours." Well, if that's the hell he gonna know. You know, she's done it every year since I met Michelle. I mean, it's been that way forever. Wouldn't be right if she put a tag on any damn thing. And you know what? Hang on a second. So, and then to make matters a bit worse, she hides them all over the damn house and loses one or two every year. I can't really fault her much for that because my mom did the same thing. She lost a Christmas present every year. Mrs. Zipper's mom lost two last night. I don't know what it. Coincidentally, one of them being Michelle's and her husband's. And somebody screwed up. And Siren gets the dog back here going. This dog lives right, not in that rotten cracker box behind me, but the house next to it. I can't see my finger. In that direction. They introduce themselves as the people with the mean dog. I don't know if the dog is mean or not, but he hates anybody that walks by their yard. They got a privacy fence all the way around the side and half the front. And you just walk by it, and he's over there. Sounds like he's going to chew through the damn thing and kill everybody within earshot. But That's neither here nor there. He may be the sweetest dog in the world if you get in that fence with him, but I'm not going to try it. Jeepers, that's good. You know, at first, on these bigger beers like that, that first pull, you know, it can be a bit much, but you gotta, you know, get a couple more and let the palate uh, acclimate to that kind of onslaught, man, because that's big. Now it is a little bit hoppy on the finish. Generally, you know, the stouts and imperials are fairly lightly hopped, but here in the United States, we don't play by those rules. We like to over hop most everything. That is not, and when I say over hop, this isn't really overly hopped. It's just hoppier than, you know, a traditional imperial might be, you know, from way back in the before four time. But it's well done. They kick in on the backside, and then all of that vanilla and toffee and the dark fruits and all this other stuff that is present in this, it kind of helps cut through all of that. This thing's just really nice. You know, if you love an imperial, then this is a good one. Make no mistake about it, this thing is great. If you're intimidated by bigger beers, this might not be the best jumping off point in the world, but if you got the guts to do it, by all means, give it a go. The big downfall of these things is, I mean, it's 11.2%. How many of those you got in you? I know I don't have a couple, you know. You get into that third one, you know, there's no telling where you're going to wake up. However, being that I'm here all day, the lady across the street, catty corner to me, Miss Judy, she's having what they call, I guess, a drop-in thing where you just pop in and out. She's cooked a bunch of, you know, snacks, and you can walk over there with a bottle of wine or whatever it is you want, hang out for a little bit, and head back to the house. We're going to do that here in a little bit. My that ear wants to itch today. My neighbors over here, Paul and Tracy, when we got home last night, Paul was out walking Archie, Scottish Terrier, and they're going to walk over. So I said, yeah, shoot me a text, man. When you walk over, we'll come out the front door and we'll just hitch a ride on with the train and head on over there and visit. And we may wind up over at their place. They may come over here after that's over. May wind up drinking more than I really should. I do have to work tomorrow. Get ready to start pulling that. I dread pulling that pump, man. I do know now. I did a little homework on it and tore some things apart. It is 140 feet deep. Which is not terrible. I've seen them 300 plus. Not here. This was in South Carolina. I don't know how the water table where I was there was any lower than it is here. I mean, it was the low country, but this is Mobile, Alabama, dude. We ain't much above sea level. So, but where that pump is a part of town called Spring Hill, and it's called Spring Hill for a reason. It's top of a hill, and it's, you know, barely tell you're going uphill, but it is uphill from here the whole damn way. So it's one of the higher points in the city. So, you know, I when I was a young man, I rented a house that was on a well, and that pump wasn't even submersible. It was above ground because that well was that well was 35 feet. So, anywho, when I was tearing out some stuff and getting ready to do all this, I found where the man had installed it, wrote down some notes in the control box. So I got all of the ins and outs on that well. That's so. At least I know what I'm getting into. But it's Christmas Day. I'm not supposed to be talking shop. I'm supposed to be running my mouth about nothing. So I got being it's just me and Michelle here, we don't do anything special. I got a big, today is Mrs. Sipper's birthday. Y'all wish Miss Sipper a happy birthday. She is a Christmas baby. And when we got married, before we got married, she made it perfectly clear that if I was going to buy her anything birthday and Christmas related, that they were to be separate. She, gets the old, and I know there's a bunch of people in the world that were born right around Christmas or on it, and you get that wonderful combination gift. This is going to be your birthday and your Christmas. Well, she made it perfectly clear we weren't playing that game. She wasn't going to do that coming from me. So she gets a separate birthday and a separate Christmas. We did all of that stuff this morning. And now I got a big pot of chicken cacciatore cooking in there. That's her favorite. And I'm happy to make it for her. I love it too. Not exactly traditional Christmas fare, but you know what? It's the two of us. It's what we're going to eat. So there you go. Now that I've been at this for over 15 minutes, part of it is crap because it took me 5 trips to get everything out here. I don't know what, then the dog wants out, and then I put the dog back up. So with all that being said, and the fact that this beer's not done yet, but I'm going to take it inside and finish it up because it's really good. I'm going to wrap this pig up. Tell y'all once again, Merry Christmas. I hope everybody's having a great holiday season. It's coming up, of course, on a new year, and one of my New Year's resolution, or pretty much my only New Year's resolution, is to go ahead and put the time and effort into figuring out how to do a good live stream on here. And I'm going to start live streaming maybe once a month, twice a month. Try to get it scheduled. I mean, come out and do beer reviews live. We'll do THC stuff live. That'll be interesting. Anyway, so that's it for that. Please like and subscribe, and enjoy all of your adult malted beverages. Did I say that right? Adult malted beverages. Enjoy those things responsibly.